Hello, I'm Sirat, and today I'm here to discuss how to track clicks using Google Tag Manager. We will also discuss that how to set them up and how to refine the click tracking, how to use CSS selectors for the same. Now, the question arises that why do we need to track links in the first place? So, we want to track them to understand our user better. Like, we want to see that which button is the user clicking the most or what interaction is user doing the most. And secondly, we need to track them if we want to send some data to Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel on a particular click. So, this is very crucial. Now, we will see how to set it up. So first of all, let's go to triggers. Here, we will create two triggers. First will be the one tracking all the clicks. So we will click here and select all elements. This trigger fires on all the clicks, exactly what we needed. We will give it a relevant name so that it does not create a confusion later. We will name it as generic click trigger and we will save this. Now we will create another trigger which will be for just links. So we will select links and here are some options that we will explore later. For now, let's give it a relevant name, link click trigger, and hit save. Now let us go to preview mode. It's opened. You can see that each click is being displayed there. And if we go and click on a link, that is also displayed there. So the difference between a click and a link click is that link click basically have anchor tags. Like usually they are links to like a page or some external website. So they basically have anchor tags in it. Now let's go to the variable section. And we see that a lot of variables are associated with it. Now, suppose that we want to refine our click search a little bit. We do not want to track all the link clicks, but instead we want to track the link clicks with just read more, where the click tag, click text say read more. So if you go to the website and see, talking about these links, we just want to track these. So how are we going to do that? We'll click a trigger. Here we will select the option of some link click. Now we have a drop down. We will select click text. So this helps us to get the text like this text. Now we have to copy this exactly because this is case sensitive. And we select equals this. Now this trigger will be fired only when we click a link where the click text is equals to read more. In the preview mode, if we see, we will, now that we have created this trigger, we will be able to track the links with read more, click text. Now, another use case can be that if we have 4 read mores in our website, Now, how will we distinguish between them? Because the method that we just discussed is just using click text, and the click text will be same for all these read modes. So how are we going to differentiate between it? For that, we have various options. First of all, if our case permit, we can get a universal count, like we can get a combined count of all the read modes if it is according to our case. But if that is not what we want, then we can either request the developers to integrate an ID which is specific to each link, or another easy way to do that is through CSS selectors. So what are we going to do? If we go to our website here, click inspect. Just a second. Yeah. So now from here, we can copy CSS selector. We copy the selector. Now the only disadvantage of this is that if the CSS of the website changes, then this might stop working. But in all the other cases, it works fine. So if we go back to our Google Tag Manager, I have created this tag here already, but let's create a new one to see how is it actually done. So I have created this trigger, but let's create a new one. So if we go here, we can just select, just click, just links, and we select some link checks. And here we will select click element, and we will say that it matches CSS selector. So we came back, we created a trigger, and here we are selecting the option of some link clicks. And in that, we are clicking click element and selecting the option of matches CSS selector. And here we will paste what we copied. So now we will be able to particularly track that one read mode, which is important to us. I'm not saving this because I have already created it here. I have named this trigger as read mode trigger, and it is just the trigger type is click just links, and it fires when the click element matches the CSS selector, and this is my entire selector that I have placed inside it. So this is my trigger. And now let's go to the tags. Here, if we create a new tag for Google event, we can configure it with GA4 configuration tag that we already created. And we can name the event as, let's say, read more. And now if we come down, we can select our trigger, the trigger that we already created, this read more. And we can give it a relevant name like read more tag. Now, I've already created this, so I'll not save it. Here we have the read more tag. I have named it. It is configured. Let's change the event name. Read more. This will be more relevant. And then we have our trigger. Now, if we see inside our preview mode, and we click the read mode that we paired, the tag will be fired. Now, we can see in the summary that read more tag is fired, and if we click this, we can see that the click element matches this CSS selector. So using this, what we can do is we can send data to Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel, and this can be really useful to us. Now, let us look at the difference between a click and a link. Like if you go back to trigger, click new. How will we understand that we have to use all elements or just links? So in all elements, we do not have much option. We just have the option of some clicks, and here we can just define this. But if we select just links, so we have these additional two options which are not there in all elements. So first of all, we have wait for tags. Now, when the user navigate from one page to another using links, sometimes uh, there is not enough time for all the tags to get fired. And if we want to wait, we want to provide that extra buffer, then we have this option of wait for tag, and the default time is 2000 milliseconds. Then we have the option of check validation. Now, this helps us to, let's say that there is a form on our website, and from the developer side, the developer has implied a check that if all the fields will not be completely filled, the form will not get submitted. So if I show you here, let's say this form. So if the developer of this form has applied a script in the background that if all of this will not be filled, the subscribe button will not work. So in this case, the check validation will be useful as it helps us to check for the background scripts as well. So this is how we track clicks in Google Tag Manager. Thank you.